Have you ever felt your heart sink when you call your child by name, only to be met with silence? You ask for a simple favor, and they shrug as if they never heard you. Why does it seem like your words vanish into thin air? What if the answer isn't what you've believed all this time? I remember a Sunday morning not long ago. I was kneeling by my bedside, praying for guidance, certain that God would give me the patience to reach my son. At breakfast, I repeated the words I felt dancing on my lips, "Please set the table." But his eyes stayed fixed on his cereal bowl, and the clink of his spoon was the only response. I felt that familiar pang of frustration. Why won't he obey? Yet deep down, I sensed there was more to this story, something I hadn't seen before. Picture this, a child who sings every hymn at church with the choir, but who won't even glance at his mother when she asks him to pick up his shoes. You might think he chooses defiance, but is that really the whole truth? There's a hidden conflict here, one that stretches back to a parable in Matthew, a father with two sons, one who said he would work but never went. Did the son simply refuse, or was there a deeper misunderstanding at play? Perhaps you've wondered if you're at fault. Did you scold too harshly last night? Were your expectations too high? Or could it have something to do with how our culture has shifted? Years ago, families gathered around the table without distraction, no screens, no endless chatter. Now, children juggle whispers from social media, friends, and their own whirlwind of thoughts. It's no wonder they hesitate when asked to obey. But is technology the real culprit, or is the problem something even closer to home? Stay with me, because in a moment I'll share a surprising truth that changed everything for my household. But first, consider this: have you ever noticed your child's eyes glaze over when you discipline them? They hear the words, but they don't register. It's almost as if their hearts are guarding a secret. What if that secret has to do with how we're speaking to them, how we're meeting their deepest needs for love and security? Here's a little-known fact. Neuroscientists tell us that a child's brain responds to tone more than content. In other words, your voice can either open a door or slam it shut before you even finish the sentence. Imagine you're a soldier on a battlefield, and every word from your commanding officer feels like a grenade exploding in your head. You'd be too busy reacting to the blast to think clearly, right? That's what harsh words can do to a young mind. So, when our voice becomes a weapon, of course our child retreats. But there's another layer. Recall the story of Hannah in 1 Samuel. She was desperate, pouring out her heart to God, weeping so deeply that the priest Eli thought she was drunk. Yet when Hannah spoke, God heard the sincerity beneath her tears. In the same way, we need to ensure our children hear the genuine love beneath our requests. If they sense impatience or frustration in our plea to clean your room, they'll close off, believing obedience means giving up their own feelings. Now, you might be thinking, this sounds great, but what can I do right now? We'll get there. But first, let me tell you about the moment everything clicked for me. One afternoon, my son and I sat on the porch steps. He looked at me, bewilderment in his eyes, and asked, "Mom, do you really listen when I speak?" I realized I had been so busy trying to fix his behavior that I forgot to truly hear him. In that moment of vulnerability, he opened up about feeling unseen, like his thoughts didn't matter unless I was giving orders. I want you to hold on to that question: do I really listen? Because the true breakthrough came not when I raised my voice, but when I leaned in. I began asking him about his day, about his dreams, even about the fears he wouldn't normally share. As I listened, his walls came down. He started responding when I called him, not out of fear, but out of love. And that's when I discovered the secret: obedience blossoms from a heart that feels heard and valued. Here's the revelation: obedience isn't about demanding compliance, it's about cultivating connection. When you invest in genuine conversation, prayerful, patient, and loving, your child will respond not because they have to, but because they want to. And if you're searching for tools to guide you in this journey, I've placed a special offer on Bibles in the description below. These aren't just any Bibles, they come with devotional guides designed for families like yours, at a price you won't find elsewhere. It's a wonderful opportunity to bring the Word of God into your home and strengthen the bond with your child. So here's my invitation: start today by setting aside a few minutes of uninterrupted time. Sit down, look into your child's eyes, and ask, "How was your day?" Listen without judgment. Share a simple prayer together. Watch how the walls begin to crumble. Perhaps you found yourself nodding along, recalling moments when your own words felt like sparks in dry grass. But remember, even the smallest ember of empathy can ignite a flame of mutual respect and love. If you've ever felt lost, know that you're not alone. We're all walking this path together, guided by faith and grounded in hope. If this message resonated with you, please leave a comment sharing your experiences or questions. And if you're new here, consider subscribing so we can continue exploring these truths side by side. May God bless you and your family as you seek to obey His word, and as you learn to listen with a heart full of grace.